Hey everybody, it's Rob Nazarian with Talk Android, and we're looking at the Droid DNA. This is really an unbelievable phone from what I've already seen at the event in New York City, and now I get to finally really get to spend some quality time with it. HTC really outdid themselves with this baby. Let's get right to it. It's got a little tight fit, the box. Boy, that is tight. And there it is. And we'll take a look at that in a second. Just want to make sure what's inside the box. I don't think there's anything unusual. That's the whoops. There's the little bit of a start here section. And there's a SIM tray removal tool, and how do you get to the underneath side here? It's kind of there we go. And there's the power cables and USB and all that good stuff. Interesting packaging, but enough about that stuff. Let's get right to the phone. Now, this is just gorgeous. It's unbelievable how light this baby is. And there's the little camera cover. And it has this polycarbonate feel to the back. It's got more of a rubberized feel than, say, the 1X does. Feels very good in the hand, not slippery whatsoever. It's got a 5-inch display, and it doesn't feel all that much bigger than the 1X. And on the back here, we've got the 8 megapixel camera, which is a f2.0 aperture, which is the same as the 1X, but they also added that same type of lens in the front. And I believe that's at 2 megapixel. And there's also, you're gonna have a hard time seeing it, but there's a notification light back here as well that'll work for your notifications as well as when you're taking photos to warn people. As far as ports go, over here in the bottom, which I'm not a big fan of, is a little pop out for the micro USB. And there's your headphone jack and your power button, and your SIM is up top here. Oh, actually the phone was on, so it didn't boot up. They actually sent it to me on, so the battery kind of held up okay, I guess, overnight. So no quick tips, but let's look at the boot animation though. I'm going to power it down, because this is the first time I'm opening it up. That's surprising that they left it on. Obviously, the folks over in the PR, open up the box in a sense and make sure everything's okay before they ship it off. You can see the sides here has that Evo type look with the red on the sides, which is, I think, is pretty cool. You'll notice their volume on the side. I like the USB moving to the bottom though. A lot of the HTC devices have had that on the side, so I'm very happy that they moved that to the bottom. This does have wireless charging as well, so you won't have to open that up as much if you get the wireless charger. So there is the boot up animation. Or was that the power down? Well, that's it. It's a pretty quick animation, actually. I didn't get a chance to see it in New York. There's your typical lock screen right there, and that's the default wallpaper that comes with it. It's kind of got that DNA cells kind of a look to it. Now this screen is just gorgeous. It has, is the typical, I'm just looking at the different angles here, has great viewing angles. And you can see also what's new with this is Sense 4 Plus, and it's got that little bit of a carousel type feel to sense is going around in a circular, so it just keeps going, although you can't speed it up like you could with what is it, Sense 3? I can't remember. But they brought that circular fashion back. The camera itself, let's take a look at the camera. There's some differences here in that they've increased the size of some of the buttons and changed some of the icons, but overall it's pretty much the same. And the front, as you can see here, I'm told is an 88 degree, the largest of any smartphone for the front camera. You can grab more images than more people in the image than you would on any other smartphone. So we'll have to take a look at that as well. But it has the same pretty much image sense and all that good stuff for all the HDR photos and for burst firing, 99 shots in succession and all that good stuff. Now let's take a look at the display. Let's go into the gallery. I hope they have some videos on here. Well, that's interesting. Gallery set up to go into Facebook and stuff. We'll say yes. Oh, there's no videos on here. They didn't put any on here. So what I may do is go load a video here and come back and continue the video, because it's just an unbelievable display. Now, as far as the other specs go, I mentioned the screen. It's a Super LCD 3 1080p display, 1920 by 1080, 440 ppi. It has a 1.5 gigahertz quad-core Snapdragon S4 Pro and 2 gigabytes of RAM. I mentioned the camera, 8 in the back, and I think it's a 2 in the front. There's a 2020 milliamp battery in it, which is a little concerning, but with this kind of display, we'll see how that goes. We'll be definitely putting that through the paces. There are 2 amplifiers as well in this, one to fire the microphone jack, and you get 2.55 amps out of it. And there's also a separate amplifier for the rear speaker, which they're saying is going to be the best sounding speakers. A jack. Oops! Most phones have the power on the side, so I'm hitting the side there. Will be the best sounding ever. Of course, with Beats audio helps as well. So that's pretty much it. I'm going to go throw a video on here and continue where we left off. Alright, so here's the video action. This is actually a 1080p video I loaded. Unfortunately, there's no volume in it, and the reason why, it's also not a very bright scene either. I just move it back there. I suspect the reason why there isn't volume is because it's a DTS file, and the stock application that HTC has for video doesn't play DTS. If I download something like MX video, that probably would do it, but it's just not transcoding it. But it's a really beautiful screen, and what can I say, 1080p, 1920 by 1080. It's just beautiful, and it flies. You can quickly move through any point here with this quad-core processor. It's just beautiful. So anyways, we're going to spend some more time with this device over the next few days and do a more full in-depth review. This is just an initial look at it, and so far I'm loving what I see. And this just might be the ultimate droid, just like they said in New York. I think I'm agreeing with that. So it's Droid DNA. Thanks for watching. This is Rob Nazarian with Talk Android.